Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 8th Southeast Asia Pencak Silat Championship 2022. What an exciting 3 days it has been here at the OCBC Arena. So let's kickstart our evening with the finals of the senior match, Female A category. Let's welcome our Pesilats to the Tanding Arena. From the blue corner, representing Malaysia, Nur Farah binti Maslan. And her opponent from the red corner, representing Singapore, Nadra Binte Shahrin.
A hearty good evening to you, and we do hope you've had an exciting enough and delicious meal like we have. It's time for Roslan and me, Glenn, to take you back through the final moments of this extremely exciting and wonderful competition, which is the 8th Southeast Asian Pencak Silat Championships being held at the OCBC Arena, and we are streaming live from Sports Hub Singapore. It's been a wonderful 2.5 days for us.
Calling for Silat from the blue corner.
Right till the end, and for the time being, of course, I'm just very quickly going to remind you that we're just going to introduce our two Persilats for the evening. And remember, there are 2 matches that are being held, so this is the first, and then after this is the next match. There's a lot that Roslan and I are going to talk about, but Roslan,
calling for Persilat
I'm
from
going
the
to leave you right now
corner.
to introduce both the young athletes.
Acara VIP match ya. Putri kelas A akan ditandingkan oleh Nur Farah binti Mazlan daripada Malaysia yang berada di sudut biru menentang Nadra binti Shahrin di sudut merah untuk Singapura. Pertandingan ini akan agak rancak ya, kerana kedua-duanya pesilat yang agak lincah. Sama-sama kita menikmati pertandingan ini.
So that's the big one for us. Nur Farah binti Maslan of Malaysia takes on Nadra binti Shahrin of Singapore in the female A final match. This is a VIP match, and by VIP we mean the cream of the crop. These are ladies known for their exploits in the Silat arena. Am I right about that, Ross?
Yeah, sure.
And we did see Nur Farah yesterday. We were just talking about her. She's small, she's petite, but she's a firecracker in there.
Yeah.
She packs in a good amount of strength and speed. And I'm really interested to see how Nadra fares against her on this one. So Nadra binti Shahrin,
Valid draw
holding
on
the
the
upper
red
hand here.
corner.
She's done well to take a lead. It's 3 points in the bag for Nadra.
Yeah.
So she just, well, stalled that drop effort.
You see the stance, you know.
She's got the ability to strike too, and she's fairly fast. Nadra binti Shahrin too. Both these athletes have impressed. Their picture of focus and attention. There's no doubt about that. So Ross, enlighten us a little bit about Nadra binti Shahrin. She's been around for a bit of time. Um, what are really her strengths?
Nadra, yeah. Nadra, she's also one of the athletes which is just promoted from the junior category. You know.
Why my
But
point
she's
up?
coming from the
Why
Singapore
my
Sports School.
point red not up?
That means she has been practicing silat for a long time.
And being a product of the Singapore sports school,
yeah.
I mean, we did discuss this, is you really have wholesome development, not
Yeah.
just in sports, but academics as
Yeah,
well.
actually.
It's quite a, you come out quite complete when
Yeah,
you finish
yeah,
from
yeah.
there, isn't it? And all the athletes, some of them, of course, we saw in action. Some, unfortunately, we didn't get to watch, like Nurul.
Yeah.
But we did get a chance to see most of the others, including including young Nur Shakira today. We saw her in action as well. I was just trying to figure what could have been the most featured faces in an event, and I would have to say we are this time. And it's not that they want that; it's just that it's on them.
Yeah.
But it is serious business, and it's so important to get that right. And I do understand it's a meticulous process, and that's just a view of what really transpired. So that does go in her favor. It's clearly the point of contact.
I don't realize that you can ask for point like that. This the first time I
Neither did I.
yeah.
I was wondering whether
You know,
was she
because
debating that there was a
the jury
foul
is
or
the jury
misdemeanor.
is usually a different angle, Then
I'm gauging maybe there was a misdemeanor or a foul
Yeah.
involved, which is why.
because you need two jury to see together.
Absolutely, I do agree with that.
Yeah, but but you have two cards,
You do.
Yeah.
In some cases, 3. I'm not going to dig into that. I'm not going to dig into that, Ross. I've always thought pros and cons when it comes to rules and regulations. On one hand, they're needed because it keeps the order and the peace, and it's fair. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fair. On the other hand, it also takes out that fiery human element,
Yeah.
which sometimes is excitement for the fans, but it's not excitement for the participating, athletes. It becomes messy. So I'm all for rules, and I'm all for keeping them.
What happens if everybody start to ask this type of question?
True.
Yeah.
True.
That's why.
And that also breaks the athlete's momentum. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, I think we all should remember one thing and one thing alone.
Yeah.
The focus of our entire event, like right now, is the 2 ladies in the arena. It's them. It's all about these 2 at this particular moment and the other athletes. So coaches, nations, everything at the side for the time being.
Yeah.
So Natra on 6 points. She's closing in towards the end of round 1, and I was expecting that appeal when her points
Yeah.
jumped. So the blue corner has questioned that.
What if all the coaches say, my my athlete point, why no up? Then every now and then you have to check the.
I've got a suggestion.
That's
For points, smaller multicolored cards.
So we will sit here for hours, you know,
Yeah.
because people keep on appealing.
The Team Malaysia colors and the jerseys, you know, the Malaysian Tigers, I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Football, swimming, gymnastics.
Their forte, yeah.
It's the same. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just the same.
Yeah,
It's the same design. It's absolutely the same colors. I bet it's the same material too.
Yeah.
Which, in a way, just makes it very easily recognizable.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the
The windbreaker, or
I
you know,
see,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah,
team
yeah.
jacket. It's always. It's the same one that I've seen over the years since 2007 or 8.
But for games like diving, you know, they are very good gymnastic.
Oh, they are. They are. absolutely.
I maybe they take coaches from those countries, you know, which
I
is
think
good.
I think the key is, yes, besides the coaches, they also start very early, and I guess they also have the space and the bandwidth to encourage that many sports. Some countries, you know, being smaller, would want to concentrate on only a few particular sports.
Oh,
This is what was being debated, but this was. They've got the benefit of that.
Belly drop for the blue corner.
So it's a good appeal for the blue corner, as
Yeah.
Noor Farah will have a points up. And as we near the end of the first round, as we can see, it's going to be a very close finish. There it is.
yeah.
6-4, and I'm sure that neither of the girls is complaining about this. Noor Farah binti Mazlan on 4, thanks to that appeal.
Yeah, yeah.
And Nadra has got 6 points. So it's interesting to see how round 2 and round 3 will shape up, but I think this one is a tough contest.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be really tough.
You don't know who's going to win. I think this one will go all the way, you know.
It looks like it. It looks like it. You never know. That last 3-second or 2-second drop might just bring a surprise on us.
Yeah.
This is another quick question I have to ask you. Understandable that, you know, normally there's no, it's illegal to touch anything about the neck in terms of a strike. What happens to players with braces when they do take a fall, or they do take, and not everybody wears invisible, you know, those hard plastic braces. A lot of them do tend to wear metal braces as well. What happens in that case? There could be, the injury could be a bit harsher.
You know, you are allowed to use mouth guard. You know? So if you think you can get injuries, you can use the mouth guard. But you can see that most of them refuse to use. Maybe, you know, they feel uncomfortable.
You're probably right about that,
Yeah.
and that's a hard drop.
Yeah.
Belly
That
drop
is a
for the
hard
blue
drop.
corner.
Yeah.
This is what we spoke about yesterday. Noor Farah, do not
Give up.
underestimate
Yeah.
her.
When you hold your leg, he will try her best to.
She'll do her best to get you down.
To get you down.
She seems small and petite, but mistake that at your own peril.
What is this?
And there seems to be another world review. Was it from the blue corner?
I don't know. There's no any cut. If the blue corner want to
There isn't a card.
must produce
Or
the
was it
cut.
the official who called this?
Yeah. Or issue with the tablet. Yeah. Sometimes this tablet, you know, it is not sensitive enough. You got tap, the thing don't move. You know.
And you definitely don't want to go back to the old school.
Writing.
Yep. I don't know, Roz, whether you're like me, but I love technology, of course, and I love everything digital. But sometimes, like reading a book,
Yeah.
I still like to turn the pages.
The pages. Yeah.
I find it difficult to go through a screen with that. You know.
Yeah.
I just don't know why. But For everything else, yeah, gaming, you can't do that with a book. So neither willing to let go.
8-all, you know.
Yeah, even Stevens here. I absolutely love these two athletes, and there's a reason for that, Roz.
Yeah.
They're gutsy. They're very unassuming, both of them.
Yeah.
Nadra just looks like the girl next door who wouldn't harm a fly.
Oh, you will fall.
But these are highly trained athletes.
Yeah.
You can see that. And that's the end of round 2. It's 8-all, and if you said VIP match, this is so justified.
Yeah.
This is what you call a real VIP match. It's strength for strength, skill for skill. It's not a one-sided affair at all.
Never give up, man. You know.
And here they are into their last bit. This probably is the most. It's the most important round. There's no, there's no round after this. So it's the next round is going to count the most. 8-all. It's still open season, as Ross pointed out too. It could be anyone's game to win. Now this is the female A category, which means it's probably the lightest or the second lightest after the under 45.
Yeah.
So these are not, heavy set girls. They're not going to throw a punch. They will throw a punch at you and knock you over, but they won't throw a punch at you and make sure you don't get down like the
bigger ones,
the bigger categories. But when they're facing each other, of course, that's a different ball game altogether. Interesting here again. A picture of concentration. Noor Farah and Nadra as well. They've matched each other in movement. An eye for an eye. Extremely smart thinking.
Yeah.
Extremely smart thinking on the part of Noor Farah, though, I should say. But we are going to get... there's going to be a review for certain.
Very strong.
That's
From the
awarded to
red
Nadra.
corner.
Cannot protest. It's only one. You cannot counter protest. You cannot counter
And
protest.
I think that's what the referee
It's only
signaling.
once. Only once.
So here we are into the last 60 seconds of round 3. That might just be
Very strong.
a bit of an unfortunate move. Nadra Binti Sarin currently on 16 points. She's got to be very careful with her drop. Noor Farah knows the time is running out. She will have to step up to the occasion if she's got the ability. 40 seconds and counting down. Noor Farah trying to get Nadra off her feet.
Yeah.
Ross, you were just telling me about the referee from Vietnam.
Warning one from the blue corner.
I like this referee.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for it. She's fast.
She's fast.
And attentive. Very attentive.
You see, I say you cannot multiple strike. Just now, Farah did the multiple
Very
strike.
strong from the red corner.
There will be an appeal. But she's fast. I do like this, and this is what you really want in a match. You want to be attentive and you want to be fast with your decisions. So it's back to VAR, and we'll find out the dispute.
17 seconds left. You know, I think it's difficult.
It's a bit of a tough call. And don't forget, the closing ceremony will be on after this match. We've got one more match and then the closing ceremony. So we've got all the VIPs. We also have Sheikh Alauddin, who's going to be a part of this event, and he's come dressed for the occasion. He's been the pillar of the Singapore Silat Federation. And then he's got the multiple, well, rock-solid stones around him that help him, like Raz, who's with me, and Mohammad Rafaeli, and
the rest,
the whole gang.
And the whole gang, they are all dedicated people. You know?
Absolutely. Dedicated, humble, and extremely friendly. That's how I put it. Yeah. It's just one big community by itself. So, into the last 17 seconds and point of dispute, we are going to find out exactly what this is. Let's not take anything away from our two athletes who are our Persilats in the arena right now, Noor Farah and Nadra. They both delighted us in their semi-finals. And it's actually just as, you know, we've said it right from the beginning, may the best man or the best woman win, and that's what we're going to see here. And this is the point of dispute. So Noor Farah does get the benefit of that call. Which I guess is fair. So there's a bit of there's a need for a points change, as we see. Meantime, Nadra has struck twice. The referees call that. And that's pretty much it, the end of the round.
Match
It wasn't going to go too far.
This match is won
Well, excellent performance from both sides of the fence, but Nadra Binti Sarin capping it off with a win, and I'm going to leave my man Ross to run you through the scores and the final result.
Pertandingan putri kelas A ini dimenangi oleh Nadra binti Syahrin daripada Singapura, menewaskan Noor Farah binti Mazlan dari Malaysia. Dengan itu Singapura memperoleh pingat emas, manakala Malaysia pingat perak.
So an exciting win from Nadra, and you were happy with that performance. We haven't seen the last of Noor Farah. She's a young athlete, and she'll be back. I'm sure we're going to see her on the SEA Games. And there's, you know, the beauty of athletes like this, I guess, Ross, is that they get to participate against each other so much, and then over a period of time they become friends and rivals.
Close friend,
It's quite exciting to watch when they do want to win against each other, like you win one today, I'm going to get back that tomorrow. It's still in the spirit of sport. And that's the beauty of it, right?
You see, if you see them behind, when they are finished, I think they are friends, you know.
They're just mates back again,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's exciting. And I always love, cross-national events or cross-country events when you have, international events, whether it's relegated to just a region like the ASEAN or just one continent like Asia or a global event. You get a chance to mix with so many different cultures.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, isn't that great?
Great.
You become friends with them, you learn a few things from them, you even forget just the sport, but you learn about life from each
Yeah.
other. So an athlete's life, especially during these formative years,
So
is
colourful,
actually
yeah.
wonderful, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
colourful,
rich
yeah.
in a way.
And you get to travel all over the world, you know. You meet people.
True, how true is
Yeah.
that? I mean, to be fair, in my day, I did get to travel to places like Malaysia and Indonesia. That was restricted. I don't think you should be laughing, Ross. I don't
Yeah.
think you did too much more than that
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
And whatever else traveling you, did was in your working
you know,
years.
last time when I'm young, you know, I don't even dream to fly, you know.
Oh, that was...
The first time
Yeah.
I take the plane is when I was posted to Taiwan for the military duty. You know?
Wow.
That is the first time I sit on a plane, you know.
And that is a memorable flight, my friend.
Yeah.
That is a memorable flight.
Like I cannot forget. But now, babies take the planes.
Yeah.
Now everyone
It's
can
almost
fly.
like taking a taxi, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, grateful for that. Grateful for that. I had the strangest incident when a nephew of mine found a little old matchbox, two matchboxes stuck together with a rubber band, and he kept asking me what it was, and my brother had kept it. It was a homemade communicator from Star Trek. A rubber band joining two flat matchboxes that opened up like the communicator on Star Trek. Who would think that today you'd have mobile phones to do that?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
But last time we used to create funny things from nothing. Yeah.
We created value.
Yeah.
I agree. If you had no money, you rolled up a couple of newspapers and made a ball and went down and played. But there was joy in that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the finals of the senior match, male J category? Let's welcome our silat to the Tanding Arena. From the blue corner, representing Singapore, your reigning world champion, Sheikh Fahan bin Sheikh Alauddin.
So we are down to our last match.
Yeah.
We will get through the announcements first and let our mate Leroy take you through them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I'm going to hand it over to Ross to talk a little bit about the two athletes who are going to be on. They're very important for a reason. They are both star athletes. They've been here before. And it's very interesting to see how exactly they're going to perform today. So do stay with us. There's a lot more to come. This is our last event. And you hear the name of the next contestant right now.
And his opponent from the red corner, representing Vietnam, Nguyen Van Tri.
Calling for Silat from the blue corner. Calling for Silat from the red corner.
Ini adalah kategori putra kelas J, pertandingan yang terakhir untuk kejohanan ini, dia akan ditandingi oleh pesilat daripada Singapura, Sheikh Farhan bin Sheikh Alauddin dari sudut biru dan menentang Nguyen Van Tri dari Vietnam.
So this is our final event of the matches. The male J, we said we'd save the best for last. The J category, which is 90 to 95 kgs. Ross, am I right about that? And we are looking at Sheikh Farhan bin Sheikh Alauddin, who is the eldest son, of course, of Sheikh Alauddin himself. And that doesn't mean that he's got it easy. He's had to earn his stripes really hard. And Nguyen Van Tri of Vietnam facing him was also very formidable Silat. Now, tell us a little bit about Sheikh Farhan. We've seen Sheikh Firdaus in action. We've seen, his sister, Nur Shakira. But tell us a little bit about Sheikh Farhan. He's won the accolades. He's well respected worldwide. And tell us a bit about the World Championship.
Yeah, he's the reigning champion because 2018 is the last World Championship that is being held before the COVID, So till now, there's no championship. So technically, he's still the reigning champion for that category. But this Vietnamese Silat, he's also a SEA Games gold medalist, But actually, both of them is SEA Games gold medalists. So, because at that time, both of them are competing at different categories, So actually, both of them is champions.
They did win
are
medals
champions,
at that time, but now, of course, they're in the same category.
Yeah.
And by default, Sheikh Farhan still is the world champion.
Yeah.
But he's still got the chops. It hasn't changed much.
He is still the world champion because till now there's not another. This year, if nothing goes wrong, this year they will have the world championship.
And then that might change, of course.
Yeah.
So we're currently stuck at 4-all in the first round.
Yeah.
And that's
that draw.
Sheikh Farhan.
Usually the Vietnamese do that to people,
Yeah. Sheikh Farhan holding his own, and that shows you how. Just shows you why he would have been world champion.
Yeah. The upper body strength,
And the balance. The balance is just so important. Having said that, Nguyen Van Tri has also got.
He's not going to.
He's not going to give him that easily, and it's not going to be easy to bring Sheikh Farhan down. And I think that's something that the coaches are going to talk to Nguyen Van Tri about. Sheikh Farhan, on the other hand, he's held his own. Here's what I like about him. He's not aggressive in expression at all. It's he keeps a deadpan,
Stone face,
I'm just going to,
he'll give you the
do what I need to do kind of thing. And that is an advantage. Which means you're not going to tell if he gets frustrated in a match. It's difficult.
You see, now the Vietnamese Silat is behind, right?
True.
So he cannot wait for you anymore. He have to get the points. So he have to go after you really.
And I think that's something that I think even the coaches would have a word with Sheikh Farhan about. Of being just a tad bit cautious. Having said that, but when you're talking of, Silats at this level, they will take your advice, but sometimes at the end of the day, they will use their own judgment as well.
Yeah. See, it's so difficult to pull down Sheikh Farhan.
It is.
But the Vietnamese Silat,
he's not going to give up.
He's getting points from the punches.
It's now at 7-5, and we did say it was a closely fought match, and that's exactly what it is. They're going to look for that loophole, for that one opening.
Yeah. You see?
He's been throwing the punches. Sheikh Farhan, of course, was there contact to the face? There's a count out. Or was he just buying time?
I was quite surprised the Vietnamese never come up with the cuts. Usually now he go and dispute. You see, he should dispute earlier if he want to the VR check for hit on the face. He should dispute earlier. You know, if the Vietnamese produce the cut, the referee stop the count.
Absolutely.
But he didn't produce the cut, so
The referee will go on
keep
with
on
the count.
counting. Yeah, if you want to verify whether it's an illegal hit, he must produce the cut, so the VAR can take a look. You know.
So I'm trying to gauge actually for Vietnam. We've got the head coach in place in the red corner, who's there for all the matches, and that's a different coach now compared to the other coach who was there for most of the ladies. So is this a different coach for only this category? I'm trying to figure out, because there are two coaches there, but only one has changed.
Yeah. Maybe the other one is his favorite.
True.
Yeah.
Could be. Could be.
Different one, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a different coach. Well, I think, you know, the red corner is going to keep the eyes peeled on this. They know this is the last event. They've had actually a very good day today.
Yeah.
They've had a very good day. And if you're asking me in terms of morale for their team going into the SEA Games, couldn't have been a better contest than this.
Yeah. They are the host, you know.
True. And that's gone against, so Vietnam doesn't get the benefit of that call. It slipped from
The best.
from the gear, absolutely. So the points will stay. And no 1-3. Oh, he just discarded him.
For the blue corner.
That was
Yeah. And that guy is heavy, you know.
that is some power. And no 1-3 trying to get his own back, but that's out of line.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, no 1-3. He's got pace, he's fast, but he's got brute strength as well. But it's just the balance factor.
Yeah. Sheikh Farhan get more balance, you know.
Scoring those 2 points, so few for no 1-3 coming from the punches. Sheikh Farhan just scoring on that, but Nguyen's keeping those punches going. And he finally gets a drop. And that's going to be, well, just a morale booster for him. Quick warning and a
for
point
the red
deduction.
corner.
And the Vietnamese coach, of course, has accepted that, so there's no
Yeah.
problem.
Oh, you see,
Well executed.
such a big guy.
Well
Red
executed
draw
move.
For the red
That's why
corner.
I've spoken to you, right? You can see big guys doing the scissors.
Yeah, and I think that's a shining example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you tell him to do that, Ross? He said, you know, I gotta confirm what I said to my mate Glenn. So, you know,
You
get out
better
there
do
and
it.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally saw that. So just getting his own back at the end of round 2 to step up to 7
Yeah.
points. And I think this is going to be important now because Sheikh Farhan is on 16.
Yeah.
Nguyen Van Three is on 7. He's had the points deduction earlier. And he knows that this next round is the last one. It's pretty much a battle to the
then
finish.
If he don't get deducted 5 points, he's on 12, you know.
He was on 12,
Yeah.
absolutely. So he's had his a fair share of, well, points deductions, I would say. Let's remind you that this is the last event, or the last match of the 8th ASEAN or the Southeast Asian Pencak Silat Championships. It's been such a wonderful time, you know, getting back to the live action and bringing it to you on live streaming. My name is Glenn, with me is Roslan, and we are into round 3 of the last event, which is the VIP match between Sheikh Farhan of Singapore, the reigning world champion, and Nguyen Van Three of Vietnam.
Valid draw for the red corner.
And as we get into our last 90 seconds, let's not also forget that this entire, well, stream was being brought to you by One Play Sports. Not only innovators, but also people passionate about sport that bring sport into your homes and across your screens. So do not forget, devices all are welcome for us. Ross, I do hope that you enjoyed this run. It's been 2.5 days of action.
Yeah.
And I actually kind of feel bad that we are
Ending, yeah.
ending, isn't it? Maybe a day or two more.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, I'm just saying that because I like to talk and I love sport. But for you, it's been a different ball game.
Yeah,
You've been
yeah.
involved in the organizing. and
I have to
You've kept late
get
nights.
back to work, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Getting back to work is one thing. You have
Yeah.
to get back to your wife.
Yeah.
I'm sure that she'll have a bigger stick than the guys at work.
Yeah.
And then don't forget the kids too. So
Yeah, yeah.
let's put the family in.
My wife is alone, you know, in the house now. Because all the kids is here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I did catch one of them tapping you earlier.
Yeah.
And that's what was being debated. So
Yeah. Ooh.
that's not going to work in
Yeah.
favor of Sheikh Farhan.
Valid draw for the red corner.
So Nguyen Van Three goes up to 12 points, which means now it's a close battle. Just 4 points adrift, and you kind of wonder. You did mention, you know, Nguyen Van Three is a very solid athlete.
Uh-huh.
He will aim for the drop. There's no doubt about it. He knows how
You know,
important
if,
it is.
They say if the out the line, you must the total feet out the line. 1 feet out the line is not out the line.
You've
Yeah.
got to have both feet out.
You have to have both feet out. Even one single toe at the line is not out.
True.
That is out.
I can only imagine the battle of nerves between these two
Yeah.
athletes. They're solid fighters. I would not want to make any of these two upset on a street on a normal day.
And their kicks and the punches are
There's force, there's
Yeah.
power in those. You can feel that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Knock
just
you
the
down,
rustling
you know.
against the gear will tell you that much. So when you're talking about body contact in Silat, you know, as we get into our last 30 seconds, the protective gear, of course, is really essential. But in a sport like contact karate, you actually have full body contact.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
can be detrimental in here.
Uh-huh.
Nguyen Wan 3
Yeah.
has just got
Let it go.
3 points more in the bag.
Oh.
Very well executed move. Now he's just 3 points adrift.
Without the point deduction, you know, Nguyen is in the lead. You know.
And this is now essential. You do also know one thing for lads like Sheikh Farhan or Nguyen Wan 3. These are lads that don't dance around with the
Yeah.
points lead. They will fight till
They
the
will
end.
fight to the end.
And that's what makes them championship material.
Yeah. One point.
Just 1
A
point
single
adrift.
point.
That is smartly done.
Yeah.
That is real championship material.
Yeah.
This match is
I have no
won
words
by
for that ending.
from the blue corner.
Just 3 seconds left. And if you talk, I spoke of him not dancing, but he
Yeah,
certainly
yeah.
knew how to extend that.
If the blue corner kick, he win. If the red corner kick, he win. Because it's different by 1 point, you know.
Absolutely.
So who land the kick?
Is the most
Eh,
important
Ladies and
part.
gentlemen,
So
Until
he's
the
your
last
winner.
last gong.
from
He's
the
finished
blue
it in
corner,
style, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, yeah.
That's real championship. Hats off to both these athletes. I'm going to let you do the result of the finale first, Roz. This was our biggest match.
Ya, ya. Putra Male kelas G. Pertandingan akhir ini dimenangi oleh Sheikh Farhan bin Sheikh Alauddin daripada Singapura yang berada di sudut biru menewaskan Nguyen Van Tri dari Vietnam dari sudut merah. Dengan itu selesailah kejohanan yang diadakan ini. Kita akan berjumpa lah di masa-masa yang akan datang.
So it's been a roll for us here. The last match, the last bit of action that ended before we get into our closing ceremony, and this was Sheikh Farhan bin Sheikh Alauddin, who is the reigning world champion. He was crowned world champion in 2018 till the next world champion comes along and he gets replaced. He's going to retain that. Nguyen Wan 3 was his opponent from Vietnam. It was a fight that went down to the wire and ended 2017. It was 18-17 that went 2017, that one kick. And Ross, I think, pointed it out beautifully. Whoever landed the kick was going to win in those last 2 or 3 seconds.
Ya, ya, it's the last kick.
So this is the kind of matches that
Yeah.
Silat and non-Silat fans wait
We are
for.
looking for, you know.
Absolutely. So wonderful finish. We did, of course, more power to Sheikh Farhan and to Sheikh Alauddin and his family, of course. We've seen all of them in action. They've really been delightful in their offerings and their efforts for the SG Silat Federation. Hats off to Team Vietnam for putting in that amazing performance. They've capped off so many goals today. And more importantly, let's not forget One Play Sports that was bringing this to you live across all devices, where you would have had a chance to join us and catch us and keep us company as well. So if you've been with us from day one, thank you so much for that. Don't forget also key players in this entire event, Sports Singapore, Sports Hub Singapore and Sports Science Singapore. Let's not also forget, more importantly, the fans that have not only supported us, but have also turned up, and all the former Silats from Singapore who've been a part of this with the Singapore Silat Federation. But once more, let's reconfirm this for you, that all the new rules that were brought in have been put together by the International Silat Governing Body, which encompasses the 4 founder nations, and those would be Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei Darussalam and Singapore. there's one thing I think that you would have enjoyed, Roz. Before I forget, my mate Roslan, who is a Persilat himself, his daughters are, great athletes. They're also part of the Singapore Silat. I won't even say federation. I'm going to say movement or community. And Roz has been with me right from day one. He's made this really entertaining. In case you didn't know anything about Silat, you would be a graduate by now just listening to all that Roz had to offer us. So, and I'm very grateful for that too, Roz. So, so thank you for taking us through not only the history of Silat but also those intricacies of movements and terminology and so many things that you've shared with us. And I have to ask you, Roz, what was it like in your day, in the sense that you did not have that much of support, and whatever you all did, you all came forward, but you had the benefit, or that rare joy of seeing Silat grow when it was at its root stage in Singapore. How was that period? How was that journey for you? Because you're a contemporary of Sheikh Alauddin, and you knew Mohammad Rafaili's dad. And, what was it like for you seeing this blossom from a root into a tree?
Yeah, we feel proud, because this kind of setting we don't dream of last time. We just place that in the villages, There's no mattress, there's no nothing, just soil.
If it was wet, it was good. If it was hard, you hurt.
Yeah. Then it goes to the community centers, the RCs, until grows until now it's global,
It's in the Asian Games officially.
Yeah, it's in the Asian Games. So it is heartwarming, for us to see this, traditional sports, become a global thing,
So what I'm saying, Roz, is for the youngsters today, Silat is a sport.
Yeah.
But for you and, Sheikh Alauddin and all your contemporaries, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey, yeah.
It's an entirely different story as to how you all have seen it over the years.
Yeah.
And you must feel very rich about that.
Yeah, satisfying, yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially when you see youngsters taking out Silat, then you knew that this sport will not die.
The legacy continues.
The legacy is continuous because of the youth, the youngster.
True.
Is interested in Silat.
That's fascinating. It's given me new vision about the sport itself. I've always been a big fan of sports, like being a part of karate, being a fan of capoeira, being a fan of kickboxing and Muay Thai. But Sawati, that's another sport that I used to love watching. And I probably loved watching capoeira and Sawati because it's sport that I couldn't do. The use of legs in that manner, I couldn't. I was always a...
Twisting and turning.
You have to be at the peak of fitness. And there too, I guess, you're right. You have to train, like in Silat, you have to train from the time you're young.
Yeah.
You have to mold the body into that. But new respect for Silat. I think that's what I have, not just with following it as a sport, but I think more delving into the history of it. It's got a rich history.
Yeah.
It's got a rich history. Like basic things like I've been talking to you about, weapons and the use of, the rotan and, elements that are used in materials used to make them or to create them. So I guess for anyone and everyone who has we've sparked an interest with in Silat, don't forget you can go to the Singapore Silat Federation. There's a lot of content there. And if you're a Singaporean and you want to support the Singapore athletes, well, you can get a ton of them. There's all the lads and all the young girls that you saw in action in the arena. They are all there on that YouTube channel. So go to the Singapore Silat Federation website, go to the YouTube channel and check it out. For all your other Silat needs for the last 3 days, we've been coming at you live from the OCBC arena at the Singapore Sports Hub, and streaming it for you has been One Play Sports. We bring it to you and to all your devices so that you don't miss a moment of the action. As far as we are concerned, Sports Hub Singapore, we've enjoyed being here. We've enjoyed these 3 days, and we've enjoyed every bit of the action. We get into the final bit, which is the closing ceremony. And, as a Persilat himself, I'm going to ask you, Roz, before we actually get to that closing ceremony and say goodbye, if there is anybody who wants to get into Silat, I'm not saying young. I know if I say young children and you're going to say parents should encourage the young children to get into it. But I'm saying those who spark their interest in teenage years, would you still recommend that they can still join Silat and be a part of it and learn? Is there any age barrier for getting into Silat, or you could just get into it?
No, we have Silat, which is a Chinese, He joined us age 60 plus.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah,
So that's
then,
what I'm looking at.
You just go to any community club in Singapore. They're bound to be a Silat club inside.
You've got it. I'm not going to say you got it from the horse's mouth. You got it from the dragon's mouth, because that used to be Roz's pet name when he was a Silat athlete. So, so any community club.
Yeah.
And I know this. I've seen it at every community club. We do have like a dojo. There is. So your trainer or your guru there will actually guide you through getting fit to developing your confidence.
Yeah, step by
your,
step.
You've got it from Roslan, so it's never too late if you're a fan of Silat. And what are the benefits of it? Let's tell people a bit of the benefits of Silat.
Number one, you will have self-confidence in yourself. You will have great discipline in yourself, and you stay healthy.
Discipline, self-confidence, and health. All three of them so important in today's world. Keeping your fast-paced life, keeping social media in account, and more importantly, keeping the vices that are available. So discipline, confidence, and more importantly, health.
Yeah.
Three golden jewels, actually, if you can take care of them. So you got it from Roslan. He advises it at any age, at any time. In fact, our man Sam, who has taken us through this entire production, he himself was telling me that from tomorrow, he probably just might join a Silat dojo. And he might become a Silat practitioner. So at the next event here, I might be commentating on him. Sam says he'll be doing a dual course. By that time, probably you'll have something connected through the watch that can actually switch screens. So it gives you a chance to go into the arena. So yes, we have enjoyed ourselves. We really had a great time being here, and I do hope that you've enjoyed, watching this event with us. It really is a rich event, and as one of our very good friends, Mohit put it actually. I'll take his name only for that, because he said it's a very proud sport. It's a very proud martial art. And, in conversation, Roz, you said that too today. You said, Persilats are very proud. They're very proud about their club. They're very proud about their nation
culture,
and their culture. So it is a very proud sport, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. And it's no longer restricted to the Indonesians, the Malayus.
It's no longer restricted to the Malay archipelago. No, now it's going global.
Yeah.
The Central Asian, the Uzbeks, the Kazakhs, the Central Asian.
Oh, they absorb this very easily.
They are a big fan of Silat.
I do remember there was a time when these Central Asians and then the Iranians and all, they took up to judo like fish to water. You remember in the 60s and 70s?
They love fighting.
They love that, isn't it? They love that. Wrestling was, of course, in their culture and history. But I guess that's another part of Silat that makes it so interesting. You see, I do remember every time I was watching the fights and the sparring, and I wanted to get back to you and tell you during this encounter, the grappling and kicking and when I was practicing martial arts in my teenage years, and I was failed in an exam. So ours was a very different grading. It was white, then you had a single black stripe, two stripes, yellow, green, white stripe, green, two stripe white, brown, one stripe white, brown, two stripe white, brown and yellow, and then black.
Oh.
So you earned your path. And if you were black, of course, it was good. You did your work for it. But I remember when I was going for a brown belt exam, and I was pulled out twice and failed for grappling.
For grappling, yeah?
Can you believe it? And I just looked at this and I said, oh my goodness, if I knew that I could have gone to Silat, this is my sport. Because I was told back then that I was a really bad karateka.
Oh, I see.
Because I had a habit of pulling the gi, I had a habit of grappling, and I was told that Well, that's an absolute no-no. You get points deducted
Oh
there.
yeah.
But you can do it in Silat. How cool is that?
Grappling is a dangerous form of fighting. You know, you can grapple your opponent, you lock the guy, he's gone.
True. But this is what is impressive, right? So in Silat, you're trained in sport to not do that.
Yeah.
You're trained in sport to do it the right way.
Yeah, the right way.
So I'm for it. I'm for legal grappling.
Ladies
Come on.
and gentlemen, victory ceremony for the senior female A category.
So when Sheikh Alauddin has a conversation with me about one championships and freestyle on martial arts, and I understand why for a Silat athlete that's easier, because he has so much of mixed martial arts within his routine. So here we are. We're getting to the last bits.
Vietnam.
First, our medal ceremony. And this is for the senior match female A category.
Yeah.
Indonesia, Dinda Nuraida.
So Indonesia will receive the bronze.
Silver medalist, Malaysia, Nur Farah binti Maslak.
Nur Farah with the silver medal. She's delighted us. She's a fantastic
Gold
athlete
medal
too.
champion, Singapore, Nadra binti Sarin.
And Nadra binti Sarin, who's won the gold. She gave us a really impressive matchup. We will have the national anthem of Singapore. And that's Sheikh Alauddin standing with her. Let me actually get his title right, because we just know him so well, so we avoid it. But it's Dr. Sheikh Alauddin.
Yeah, it's Dr. Sheikh. Sometimes every time
We just forget half the time, isn't it?
yeah, you forget the title doctor. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 8th Southeast Asia Pencak Silat Championship medalists.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the senior male J category.
And we're down after the
Please welcome the medalists.
senior match female A category.
The medals
We're
will be
down to
presented
the
by
other
Dr.
end of the
Sheikh
spectrum
Alauddin,
with the men,
organizing
which
chairman
is
of
the J
8th
category.
Southeast Asia
The
Pencak
giant,
Silat
J
Championship.
for.
That's like the heavyweight championship, isn't it? And what a match this was. What an
Bronze
amazing
medalist,
match. It was well worth the wait.
Muhammad Rubail bin Sobri. However, they are not available to attend the victory ceremony this evening. Silver medalist,
The bronze medalist won't be there.
Yeah.
Nguyen Van Tri.
We've got Nguyen Van Tri, the silver medalist. And he gave us a really good performance. He's a fantastic athlete.
Yeah.
And we do support him and cheer him on with his efforts in the next few years and with the upcoming SEA Games as well.
Yeah.
He is a fabulous athlete, and I think Sheikh Alauddin having a word with him as well about that.
He's good, you know.
He's good. He's absolutely good.
Gold medalist and champion, Singapore, Sheikh Farhan bin Sheikh Alauddin.
And how cool is that to receive the medal from his father?
Yeah.
And this is what I like, what I really like about, you know, Silat and the old order.
Yeah.
It's not about you being my son or you being my daughter. It's just about, you know, everyone's got to have fair game and competition. And you encourage them. It's the national anthem of Singapore that will play.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Singapore. Ladies and gentlemen, your 8th Southeast Asia Pencak Silat Championship medalists.
So that's pretty much our last athlete who will grace the stage. We did, of course, talk of Sheikh Farhan. He's world champion. What a joy to represent Singapore and, of course, to hold the championship for them. So we've got to give him his credit in his category. He is, to us, what Lennox Lewis and Holyfield and Tyson and all these lads have been to boxing USA at one point of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now introduce the best performer for the 8th Southeast Asia Pencak Silat Championship. From Singapore, Sheikh Farhan bin Sheikh Alauddin.
So
you get the best performer award.
Also the best performer award will go to, well, Sheikh Farhan.
A proud dad.
Sheikh
over there.
Alauddin. With his finger pointing towards him.
Yeah.
Well, as I said earlier, just a key part to remember with these lads, do not be mistaken by the performances or the fact that, you know, you come from a family that is full of, you know, Silat. You have to earn your stripes. You have to earn your keep. And, you have to.
He refused to do that.
It just tells us a little bit about Sheikh Alauddin, doesn't it? He's just a bit more funkier than the kids.
Yeah.
He's a bit, I don't know about the sport, they're all going to do him proud, but I think aside from the sport, he's a bit of a tough act to follow personality-wise. So we've had a great time. met so many of the officials from, you know, other countries, Indonesia, Vietnam. Surprisingly, I did have a chat, just a word exchange with the Vietnamese coaches as well. And not to forget meeting athletes from around the region. And getting to meet our good friend Mohammad Rafaeli, who's now going to come on with his proper gear. And every time he changes, he reminds me of Clark Kent, like Superman. I see him in a different get up, and I'm trying to figure out what happened to the shirt and tie. But he is a grandmaster here for Silat in Singapore. He's respected. We did speak at length about him as well.
Yeah, this is the Keris Mandat, the closing ceremony.
And for the closing ceremony,
the
we'll
opening
see.
ceremony, they give the Keris for safekeeping to open the tournament. Now they are going to return the Keris to
Back.
this guy for safekeeping.
Back to them.
Back to them.
So tell us a bit about the 5 that will come on, just in case, you know, some were not there for the opening ceremony. The 5 that will come into the arena, dressed in traditional wear, representing their different clubs. Tell us a bit about them.
You know, these guys, which using those traditional clothing, they are master of their own clubs. No? So they are going to take back the Keris for safekeeping. Till the next tournament, the Keris will be handed back to the official for the opening ceremony. Before that, the Keris will be handed for safekeeping.
But this, of course, changes in different parts of the region, right?
Yeah.
So there'll be a different set of them who give up the Keris and then accept it back. In Malaysia, let's say, or in Brunei, or in Indonesia.
Maybe they have their own Keris Mandat, you know.
True. Do not take that knife or that weapon lightly.
Yeah.
Do not also disrespect that weapon by ever trying to use it. It's really, as I do believe, it is very sacred to the entire Silat community, isn't it?
Yeah. If you hand over for safekeeping, means it is very important.
And the original one, as we put it, how old? This must be very, very old, isn't it?
I'm not sure about that. The age, you know, the maybe you can Google it.
I must.
Yeah.
Because there's a bit of craftsmanship on it, you can make out.
Yeah.
It's very, very well crafted, and just a tad bit shinier and more impactful than the others that I've seen. So
Now he's donning his traditional clothing, yeah. The suits are gone.
how different is that?
Yeah. That's the president for Silat Federation.
So the president of the Silat Federation.
Yeah.
Holding on to the Keris. What does that's the holder for it, or where it's placed upon.
Yeah, please. It's yellow, yeah?
Yep.
Always yellow. Yellow is the royal color, you know. Now he will perform the tutup gelanggang, you know. They will close the arena.
Well, he's a teacher now. I would have loved to have seen him in his performing days as a competitor, as a fighter,
Yeah.
because he's
He's a fierce man, you know.
he's got pitch perfect movement. You know?
Yeah.
He's very well defined stance. Fluid.
Every time he goes inside the arena, everyone want to watch out the way he fight.
But did get a chance to spend time with him, you know, on
Yeah.
the first day, and he's a top bloke. He's an
Yeah.
absolutely top bloke. And that, of course, just as Ross put it, is signifying the closing of the arena. And that's so essential, much needed. We've seen all the respective club owners and you know, the heads of
The perguruan, yeah. Now, every perguruan, you know, they have different langkah, you know.
and they've been involved in everything else besides just opening and closing. They've helped with the
Yeah.
organizing, the officiating.
It's them, you know.
It's
You only
got more part of
you only see them in different uniform, different colors, you know.
Yeah, you just got to get used to recognizing them. That's it. That's what I said. Clark Kent and Superman. They
Thank you, Mr. Master. Now, we would like to invite Bapak Teddy Suratmaji and Dr. Sheikh Alauddin to strike the gong, signifying the closing of the arena.
So just as we move towards the closing of the arena, and Sheikh Alauddin, of course, will, you know, bang the gong. We've got the VIP there with us as well. Let's very quickly remind you that this was the 8th Southeast Asian Pencak Silat Championships. It was taking place right here at the OCBC Arena at Sports Hub Singapore, and we were coming to you live across your devices and screens. One Play Sports, the force behind that, and we do hope you've enjoyed every bit of coverage we brought you. Roslan,
Yeah.
or Roz, has been with me right through this entire event. My name is Glenn, and for company I've also had Sam, who's been the man behind everything
Bapak
that's
Teddy
worked.
and Dr. Sheikh, ready in 3, 2, 1.
You weren't expecting that, tell me.
Yeah, usually do that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So that was
with
exciting.
that, we
We've
have
got
come to
fanfare
the
and
end of
confetti
the
as well.
Southeast Asia Pencak Silat Championship 2022. A big thank you to all the Pesilats, the organizing community, and the course yourselves. We hope you had an enjoyable time these 3 days. Once again, thank you, and we will see you in Vietnam for the 31st SEA Games.
So just as we sign off very quickly, let me say, yes, this was the 8th Southeast Asian Pencak Silat Championships 2022. Upcoming next, as our mate Leroy put it, will be the SEA Games in Vietnam. Roz and me, Glenn, bringing you the entire, well, commentary for this entire event. And then let's not forget our good mate Sam, who's been with us as well. So we've got to thank them for being on the sidelines with us. Sports Hub Singapore for their support. Sports SG for every bit of effort they've put into helping Silat come to where it is. Sheikh Alauddin and his team from the SG Silat Federation for what they've done. So from me, Glenn, and from Roz, and from all of us here at One Play Sports, through which you've been watching our stream, thank you so much. Good night. God bless, and catch you again real soon.